Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome again uh, to this week's All Recovery meeting. Yes, welcome to our All Recovery meeting. And give me a minute. I'm trying to work a few things out so that I can come on live and bring you some very important information. There we are. Okay, once again, welcome to this week segment. We're here together talking about once again recovery, and this is September, which is the month of recovery awareness month. Also, we want you to be aware that suicide awareness is also something that we're staying focused on as well. And so I just want to bring that to the forefront that we are uh, being aware of September being Recovery Awareness Month. All right. And so I'm going to bring an article. We're going to share some information from an article that is brought to us by burningtreeranch.com. You could go online and retrieve this information, and it's not a whole lot of high tech information, but it is some quality, profound information that we want to share. And so, without further ado, see, we have two comments. Let me see who's there. All right, Kev, I'm doing well, man. Glad you could log on. And thanks again for always taking the time out to participate in what we're doing here at Capital Recovery Center. And so today's article we're going to be talking about, it's going to be kind of short, but however, it's going to be very informative. And that is life after drug treatment. All right? We want to talk about life after drug treatment, right? And so we're going to touch on life after drug treatment. And the first aspect I want to go over is the introduction phase of it, and that is no, excuse me, what you do after you discharge from a drug or alcohol treatment center determines if you will relapse or stay sober, right? What you do after you discharge from a drug or alcohol treatment center determines if you will relapse or stay sober. Now, we're talking about life after treatment. The first sentence I read, it says, it all determines what you do, after alcohol treatment, drug or alcohol treatment center determine if you relapse or stay sober. The traditional experience from drug and alcohol treatment to a life of sobriety is almost as important, if not more, than the inpatient experience at a treatment center. All right? It is clear that the action our clients take to live their lives in integrity after discharge from treatment are the action which lead to a life of a long-term sobriety. Action is addiction is a chronic disease, which means if left untreated, it will come back. Most successful addicts and alcoholics who recover and stay sober have found a way to continue to treat their disease. We were either treated with recovery center actions or non-recovery center actions. We are either moving towards recovery or towards relapse. I think that's a adequate statement. Either you're doing one thing or you're doing the other. Either you're working on your sobriety or you're neglecting it. And so around here, we like to say, let's work on it so that we can maintain our sobriety and stay healthy. That's the whole goal, is staying healthy. There's nothing wrong with staying healthy. Somebody is Madeline. All right. Well, somebody by the name of Madeline is logging on. I'm not sure who that is. It may be somebody I know who maybe used someone else's name. Oh, how you doing, Madeline?
How you doing? I'm Madeline. I'm new to the meetings. This is for the quit smoking meetings, correct?
It's an all recovery meeting. You're more than welcome to be a part of what we're talking about. We're sharing, we're talking about, the title is Life After Treatment. And so it's an all recovery meeting. And so it's not particularly towards cigarettes, but it is maintaining, focusing on staying and maintaining recovery while you're in sobriety. Is that something you're interested in? Can you hear me? Madeline.
I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, you hear me now? All right. And so
Yeah, I can hear you now.
we love to have you here. We're talking about all recovery and life after treatment. And so basically this is pertaining to alcohol and drugs. And it's been determined or stated that cigarettes is one of the addiction that's hard to get over.
Well, I'm recovering from cocaine use. I haven't used in years, but that's what I'm recovering from too.
Oh, okay then. Congratulations and welcome to our segment. And today we're just going to go over 6 reasons why an aftercare plan for substance abuse works. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And so if you have a question, if you want to add on and share, feel free. I'm going to be reading. And so the next part of what we're going to be talking about or information I'm going to be sharing is why aftercare? Why we're talking about aftercare. And I am someone, let me tell you a little about me, Madeline. I'm someone that's also in recovery. I've been in recovery for a long time. And a little short story. I went through a TC program, therapeutic community. I stayed there around about 14, 16 months, maybe a little longer. And once I went through the 3 phases of orientation, main treatment, and reentry, I thought I was all done. So I go to the case. Long story short, I go to the caseworker. I said, well, I just completed the program. I guess I'm good. She said, unto my surprise, I have to do what is called continuum of care. And I was kind of shocked, but I adhered to what they asked me to do, and I made it out successful. So continuum care is basically down the same road of aftercare. All right. What is okay? That should say what is aftercare instead of what I aftercare. It should say what is aftercare. Aftercare is a component of addiction treatment that is designed to help addicts and alcoholics transition back into their lives outside of treatment. It provides a safe environment for people who have been discharged from treatment to apply and use the tools they learned while in drug rehab and to share about their successes and failures along the way. It adds structure and accountability to a traditional sober living home and helps clients stay focused on the therapeutic and treatment activities they determined were necessary to treat chronic addiction and alcoholism. All right? And so the next part we want to talk about, and that is 6 reasons why aftercare program works. 6 reasons, all right? And the first one we want to talk about, and that is continuing chronic disease treatment through the steps. Number 1, the most important reason to go to aftercare is so you can continue to work and treat your chronic disease, right? Alcoholism and addiction are chronic problems. If left untreated, relapse will happen. All too often, clients and families spend lots of time and money on treatment and therapy and ignore the recommendations to follow-up care. As I was sharing earlier with Madeline, um, aftercare or continuum care is vital to us maintaining and uh, living a stress-free life or a healthy lifestyle. And so that's why we're talking about it, because I know there's a lot of people who feel that, like I felt, I don't need aftercare. I don't need continuum care. I just went through detox. I just went through residential treatment for 28 to 30 days or maybe longer. And they may feel that, I don't need AA follow-up. I don't need an NA follow-up. I don't need a support group. Well, I'm someone that believes that aftercare really do work because we can always learn something new. Never stop allowing yourself to grow, to become or get better. And so that's why aftercare is so important. Aftercare ensures you are using the tools learned and treatment to stay sober. Are you doing the steps consistently? Are you connecting with your higher power? Are you keeping your channel to your higher power open by actively writing inventory? Are you doing service work and helping the newcomer? All these questions are part of the steps and designed to help you remain sober. Let's talk about number 2, focusing on mental health. Now we're talking about 6 reasons why aftercare program work. The first one, we talk about continuing chronic disease treatment through the steps. Number 2, we're talking about focusing on mental health. The article says mental health is also very important. Many people who are addicts suffer from trauma, depression, anxiety, or other mental health issues. It's important to stay in contact with counselors, psychiatrists, and take medication as prescribed, right? It says focusing on the requirements needed to treat your mental health problems can seem like an overwhelming task, especially for someone who is newly sober. Aftercare can provide accountability and help you keep your mental health treatment on track. Successful clients stay active with all aspects of their recovery. Let me read that again. It says, successful clients stay active with all aspects of their recovery. All right. And so there's many aspects that we can work on in our recovery: mental health, anger, emotional, psychological, what else we can be working on? Relationships. A lot of times we may have, or communication skills. There's several things that we could work on because a lot of times, due to our alcohol and drug usage, a lot of times we probably haven't developed the normal way of how to respond when we encounter conflict. And so we may have need resolution skills, how to resolve issues, life skills, how to navigate through life successfully. So therefore, aftercare teaches us all that. That's why it says to continue to use the coping skills that we was taught while we were in residential treatment or therapeutic community. Let's go on to number 3. All right, and so number 3, we're going to talk about, and that is, here we go, accountability. All right, accountability is critical for people in early recovery. All right, accountability is critical for people in early recovery. A well-managed aftercare program will provide parameters around how to show up, what activities need to be accomplished, and ensure you are following your discharge plan for your treatment center. Many alcoholics and addicts don't follow the discharge plan after treatment. As a result, they suffer from untreated alcoholism. Aftercare provides a space for others to help you remain accountable to a program and to yourself. And so a discharge plan is similar, or if not the same, to a treatment plan. All right. And so, or a SMART plan. All right. And so a lot of times we may feel that we may know because we in early sobriety, we may feel good at a given moment. We may feel that those urges, cravings, and triggers that we once had, we may feel that we got them all under control. However, that's why I say have an accountability partner or someone that you can talk to if you are feeling some type of way, or if you are placed in an uncomfortable environment where you feel that you may be feeling too stressed, overwhelmed, or you may feel intense, or anxiety is kicking, where you can reach out and say, hey, listen, I'm in this environment, I'm in this situation, I need someone to talk to. All right, I need someone who I can bounce my ideas and share how I'm feeling, and hopefully you can find someone who can speak to you in a calm manner, in a positive way that can help lead you to safety. I want to use the word safety because a lot of times we may find ourselves around people, places, and things. And I know, and when you hear support group, you hear that those three words of people, places, and things. But those three words, people, places, and things, triggers, cravings, and urges. Those 6 words, they are so key to us, those of us that's in recovery, that we must continue to work on it and to continue to look out for those ideas or those situations that we may find ourselves in. And so when I say situations, sometimes we may find ourselves in around people. We may be in certain places. We may be surrounded with certain things that can trigger certain response. We may have these urges, or we may have these cravings. All right. So we're talking about accountability. And so when we're taking a self-inventory, self-analysis of ourselves, we must be mindful and be able to identify: am I in a safe zone? Am I around people that I can feel comfortable with? Those people who is not using and who respect that my sobriety. Okay. Am I placing myself amongst things that can trigger me or cause a reaction that can lead me down a slippery slope of relapsing? These are questions that we should have, or self-talk, or self-belief that we should have with one another. Because a lot of times, I'm a true believer of perception. You know, perception, how we perceive a thing, how we look at it, and how we respond to it, and how we behave at the same time. Let's go to number 4, guidance. Guidance is equally important. The pitfalls of an addict's impulsivity is often their downfall. The environment of aftercare gives you extra help to make the right decision. For example, many people getting out of recovery will rekindle relationships with old using buddies or girlfriends or boyfriends. Clients often don't think about the repercussions of redeveloping these relationships. Most clients have little experience navigating a sober life, and they need help. With the right aftercare plan, you will get the right kind of guidance and help to make the right decisions for your recovery. Guidance is so important. Once again, let me go over the first 4 steps that we talked about, and that is continuing chronic disease treatment through the steps, right? That was the first one. The second was talking about focusing on mental health. The third one talked about accountability. The fourth one we just read, guidance. The next one is community. Once again, we're talking life after treatment, okay? Life after treatment. And a lot of times, a lot of people that I encounter working in this field, they may feel that they got it all together in an early recovery. And a lot of studies have shown that some people need more treatment, you know. And I know treatment is something, I know for me, when I first went through therapeutic community treatment, residential treatment, peer recovery, all this stuff was very new and sound foreign to me because I never heard it before. I never was working on me. Only thing I worked on is my past experiences, what I learned from while I was in the act of addiction. And so when I began to start thinking clearer, seeing things from a different perspective, and being able to utilize the tools, the equipment, the material in a positive way, I began positive results. And so once I saw that the positive information that I was adhering to, and I was getting a positive result, then it became more common to me. It became more clearer. My head wasn't focused, foggy. I wasn't having all of these distorted thoughts. I began to have rationale of why I behaved the way I behaved. So yes, aftercare, residential treatment, detox, residential treatment, aftercare, all of these things work hand in hand for all of us who want to get healthier. Community. Community. If you leave treatment and go back to your normal routine, you will not have a support network or community to encourage you to stay on the right track. Let me read that again. Community. If you leave treatment and go back to your normal routine, right, past experience, old behaviors, you will not have a support network or community to encourage you to stay on the right track. When you participate in an aftercare program, you'll be with like-minded individuals who want to get sober. Now you may say, well, that's not true. You know, there's people in the community, people, you know, that I know that don't use drugs. All fine, good, and dandy. But as you remember, when we were talking about guidance earlier, it was saying reconnecting or rekindling relationship with old using buddies and girlfriends and boyfriends. That type of environment, you know, or community that you surround yourself with, that make most likely, high probability that you will go back into this old lifestyle. All right. And so it says, when you participate in an aftercare program, you'll be with like-minded individuals who want to get sober. Even more, a qualified aftercare program will encourage you to get a home group at a 12-step fellowship where you can expand your support network and feel at home. Your home group also provides a platform from which to be of service to the newcomer. So yes, your home group, your community, you should always want to be in a non-judgmental, safe zone or community support group where you're able to express yourself, share your hope, strength, and ideas with others, so that you can be of encouragement to someone, and in return you get the same feedback, or maybe someone can share something even greater. And also I learned when I used to go to NA meetings on the regular, when I say on the regular, I was under supervision to go to NA, and I noticed that there was a lot of people in there that you can, when I attended, they had they was able to network. When I say network, meaning that for employment. There was people in there who had their own businesses. There were people who had information, vital information of employment opportunities. There was people there with housing opportunity who had referral base. And so these environments are very helpful. You may say, oh, I don't want to be around a whole bunch of people who that's in recovery. But guess what? We all started from somewhere. And that don't mean just because now that we're sober that we're better than the next person. You know what? We should be encouraging and strengthening one another and say, hey, you know, keep up the good work. You know, I'm proud of you. I'm rooting for you. I hope the best for you. You know, and let's help one another to become more healthier and stronger, and do some positive things in the community. All right. So the next one we want to talk about, I'm going to share is helping you stay honest, open-minded, and willing. All right. It says helping you stay honest, open-minded, and willing, maintaining cash register honesty. Ooh, they use the word cash register honesty and spiritual honesty are challenges in every recovery. It's part of our development. Addicts and alcoholics have been dishonest for so long. It's difficult for them to learn to be honest. Aftercare accountability helps keep us honest. Staying open-minded to recovery principles when responding to the many emotions of early recovery requires that we keep an open mind and that we remain open to input from people like sponsors, therapists, and recovery peers. Maintaining willingness to participate actively in our recovery can ebb and flow in the early months after treatment. Aftercare accountability helps us stay the course, even when we want to take a break. Often, we don't give ourselves credit for the strength we have to fulfill commitments and continue on the path. Let me stop right there. That is so true. A lot of times, and I learned this when I went back to school. I was in college and I studied under the field of social work. And one of the things that as a social worker or who study in the field of social work, they oftentimes teach us to meet people where they're at. Meaning, don't focus so much on a person's weaknesses, but also focus on their strength and let them acknowledge that they do have strength. A lot of times we become so down on ourselves that we forget all the hurdles that we overcame and all the accomplishments that we have achieved, that we don't give ourselves time to celebrate the small victories. And that means a lot, especially for us that's in recovery. You know, small victories, they really count because they add up to bigger. It's like setting small goal, mid-range goal, and high-level goals. And so we want to always be able to emit self-esteem into people who may not see that they have self-esteem. And so to recognize that they do have strengths, and if they do have weaknesses, those weaknesses will one day become strengths. And so never beat yourself down. Take it one day at a time. That's an old slogan that I learned in recovery. One day at a time. You know, the race is not to the swift or to the fast. It's the race is to those who endure to the end. All right. And so let me read some more of this, and we're gonna wrap it up. And that is, aftercare groups can help encourage you to stay willing. Whether you need help now or are reading this as a family member, wanting to get someone you love help, think about all the dishonesty involved. It takes practice and willingness to break the attitude of constantly being dishonest. Aftercare with therapy, sponsor, and group meetings help you remain open-minded and honest with what is going on with you. All right? And so I know I've read a whole lot. I don't want to be boring, but I really, really am rooting for anyone that's out there that's in recovery, helping someone that's in recovery. I am here. I'm rooting for you. And if you ever need help, please feel free to contact us here at Capital Recovery Center. We'd love to hear from you. You can contact us. The screen is on at the information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, and that is how can we help you with your recovery today? All right, telephone number 856-391-7449 or the 1-800-236-2448. Until the next time, stay safe, love on someone, let them know that you care, and continue to take self-evaluation, look within, do something positive, greater today than you did yesterday, and just know that you are someone of worth, of importance, and that you can make a difference. Until the next time, may God bless you. In Jesus' name. All right, take care.